A floppy newborn, a toddler who suddenly can't walk, a teenager whose urine turns dark after football practice. Three very different children, but the same first question for every one of them. Where along the motor unit is the problem, and which test will answer it? Today we cover two things together: how to evaluate and localize a child with a suspected neuromuscular disorder, and then how to choose the right diagnostic test from the bedside all the way to the genome. Neuromuscular disease means disease of the motor unit and excludes problems coming down from the brain like spasticity. Four components: the motor neuron, cell body in brainstem or ventral horn, the axon forming the peripheral nerve, the neuromuscular junction, and all the muscle fibers supplied by that one neuron. Motor unit size tracks control. Hundreds of fibers per neuron in the gluteus, but close to 1:1 in the extraocular muscles. And why localization matters so much now? The treatments have become gene specific. Don't confuse tone with strength. Passive tone is range of motion. Active tone is resistance to movement. Head lag on pull to sit is weakness, not low tone. Distribution is your best clue. Myopathies are proximal. Exception is myotonic dystrophy. Neuropathies are distal. Exception is SMA. And the localizing signs: fasciculations for the anterior horn, fatigable weakness for the NMJ, myotonia for the myotonic dystrophy, sensory loss for nerve. Creatinine kinase is normal in brain, cord NMJ, mildly up in nerve, moderately up in anterior horn, and normal to severely up in muscle. Overlay fasciculations, Babinski, and sensation, and each level shows a fingerprint. Map the region of hypotonia to its pattern: central, axial, hyperactive reflexes. Motor neuron, that is SMA, spares diaphragm, face, pelvis, and sphincters. NMJ, bulbar and oculomotor. Muscle is proximal hypoactive reflexes. And the full differential, top to bottom, memorize the first investigation per level. Brain, MRI, motor neuron, SMN1, nerve, EMG NCV, NMJ, repetitive stimulation and antibodies, muscle, creatinine kinase, biopsy and targeted genes. Start with history, exam, family history. First for CNS dysfunction, yes, imaging and a metabolic screen. If no, creatinine kinase plus EMG, localized to motor neuron, nerve, NMJ or muscle. On the muscle branch, high creatinine kinase, dystrophy, normal creatinine kinase, myopathy worked up by biopsy. Creatinine kinase is not a universal screen. Many motor unit diseases have a normal value, but it's dramatically high in Duchenne and disease specific in magnitude. Remember the non-neuromuscular causes too: thyroid disease, electrolytes, exercise, needle EMG, statins. NCV detects neuropathy as slowing, but 80% of fibers must be involved first. EMG separates denervation from myopathy and can raise CK transiently. Add repetitive stimulation for the myasthenic decrement. MRI is the workhorse for muscles and cord. Biopsy is now performed infrequently. Genetics superseded for SMA. Most dystrophies, most congenital myopathies. When you do a biopsy, sample a mildly weak muscle. MRC should be 4 to 4 plus by 5. Because severely weak muscles show only end-stage fat and fibrosis. Choose the vastus lateralis, avoid the deltoid. Run histochemistry on frozen sections and flash freeze tissue. Paraffin destroys enzymology and RNA sequencing. Nerve biopsy, Sural, is now reserved for nerve tumors or distinguishing CIDP from hereditary or toxic causes. AFM, asymmetric arms worse than legs, minimal sensory loss. GBS, symmetric ascending paresthesia except Aman, a clear sensory level transverse myelitis, or in minutes cord infarction. High CK myoglobinuria, muscle pain, 2 buckets: acquired, that is drug, toxins, infection, electrolytes, trauma, and inherited, glycogen, fatty acid, mitochondrial R/R1 dystrophies. Let the trigger guide the gene panel. Minutes after exercise, glycogen. Prolonged exercise, fasting or cold, fatty acid oxidation. Anesthesia, heat, R/R1 and malignant hyperthermia. Whenever you suspect myopathy, screen the heart. Duchenne, Becker, dilated with short PR, prolonged QT, deep Q waves, Emery-Dreifuss, conduction block, atrial standstill. Myotonic dystrophy, complete heart block, ECG catches asymptomatic disease. Screen early and serially. Now the testing half, one governing rule. The clinical history and exam must direct test selection. Broad untargeted testing generates false positives, and a cascade of further tests cost anxiety and harm. 8 pillars: biochemical, serological, CSF, neurophysiology, small fiber, imaging, genetics and biopsy. First, the absolute level. Congenital myopathies, channelopathies, SMA and congenital myotonic dystrophy sit near normal. FSH dystrophy and Pompe land around 5 times the upper limit. Duchenne, Becker and the sarcoglycanopathies climb about 10 to 20 times. Second, this is the part most people miss, the pattern over repeat samples. Pattern A, a muscular dystrophy, stays persistently high. Pattern B, a metabolic myopathy, spikes with energy failure and then normalizes. So a single normal CK between crises can fool you. Pattern C, many congenital myopathies stays normal throughout because muscle fiber integrity is preserved. One CK is a snapshot, the trajectory is the diagnosis. Tailor the biochemistry to the trigger. Glycogen storage disorders like McArdle cramp with high intensity anaerobic effort and show a second wind phenomenon after rest. In a metabolic crisis, the CK and ammonia rise but lactate stay flat. Fatty acid oxidation defects break down with sustained aerobic exercise, fasting or illness, producing hypoketotic hypoglycemia. Send an acyl carnitine profile and urine organic acids. For mitochondrial disease, check lactate and pyruvate, but remember a normal lactate does not exclude it, and an elevated plasma alanine raises the suspicion. And in older children, the modified 4-arm ischemic lactate test separates glycogen disorders where the lactate rise is blunted from normal. The single most important serology habit: draw and store serum before giving IVIG. Afterwards, you are measuring donor antibody, not the patient, a false positive. Antiganglioside antibodies support GBS and its variant AChR, MuSK, Agrin, ColQ, supports myasthenia, and myositis panels should go early in suspected dermatomyositis because the CK can be normal. Interpret weak positives cautiously. Don't commit a child to immunosuppression on a soft titer. On CSF, cytoalbuminergic dissociation. High protein, normal cell count supports GBS and CIDP and separates them from transverse myelitis or polio. CSF lactate helps in mitochondrial disease, and the LP is now also therapeutic, the route for intrathecal antisense drugs in SMA. 4 traps in children. 1. Age. Conduction velocity reaches adult values only by 3 to 5 years. Use adult norms and you will overcall a demyelinating neuropathy. 2. Temperature. Cool limbs, prolonged latencies. So warm the limb. 3. The NMJ test. Repetitive stimulation at 3 Hz, looking for a greater than 10% decrement. High frequency stimulation for botulism, and a single fiber EMG is more sensitive than repetitive stimulation. 4. Small fibers. Nerve conduction only tests large myelinated fibers. So for small fiber neuropathy, you need autonomic testing, the sympathetic skin response or skin biopsy. Imaging earns its place after localization. MRI maps atrophy, edema and fatty change to target the biopsy. No more blind sampling. It also shows disease signatures, the sandwich sign in collagen 6 myopathies, axial involvement in SEPN1, and in Duchenne early gluteal adductor madness and biceps femoris involvement with sparing of gracilis and sartorius. Neuromuscular ultrasound is rising fast. No radiation, low cost, no anesthetic, with dystrophic muscle appearing brighter hyperechoic. Genetics is powerful but not magic. Exome lets you run one large gene panel. CMT alone now spans over 100 genes. Running the child with both parents as a trio raises yield towards 73% and faces variants. Whole genome adds intronic coverage. Long read sequencing finally resolves what short reads miss. And that's the clinical pearl. Standard short read exome will miss Duchenne exon deletions, the SMA deletion, the myotonic dystrophy and Frederick repeat expansions, FSH dystrophy and PMP22 changes. Match the test to the disease you suspect and use RNA sequencing to resolve variants of uncertain significance. Put it together, examine and localize first. First line labs include CK, EMG and nerve conduction. Molecular genetics often definitive, biopsy only when genetics are equivocal, and always cardiac and pulmonary assessment. 6 points to carry forward. Think in motor units, localize before testing. Tone is not strength. CK is a clue, not a scream. Read level and pattern. Electrodiagnosis localizes. Match the test to the disease. Short read exome misses repeats and copy number changes. Don't forget the heart. That's the framework for evaluating and investigating any child with a suspected neuromuscular disorder. If this helped, subscribe for the rest of the series. See you in the next one. Full references are on screen and in the description. As always, thresholds, gene panels and therapies evolve. Verify against current editions and primary guidelines before clinical decisions. This video is for educational purposes for healthcare students and professionals. Diagnostic thresholds, gene panels, prevalence figures and therapies evolve. Always confirm against current editions and primary guidelines before clinical decisions.